We live in a twilight world. The Treaty of Paris. That's what we're going to be talking about quickly today. The Treaty of Paris was signed after the Russian Empire lost the Crimean War to the coalition of Britain, France, and Turkey, or the Ottomans. The Crimean War is an interesting war. It's the first war that was photographed. Yeah, first war that had photographed pictures along with it. Don't quote me on this, but I think it's also one of them crazy fucking wars where people brought their families along. Like the officers and that brought their families along, and they would all set up and have a picnic and watch the battle below. I could be wrong about that, but there's many wars that have been like that. I know it happened a lot, allegedly, in the American Civil War. But the idea that you'd bring your family along to a war is insane. But, you know, that's if you're looking at this from a sane point of view. Once you understand every war is engineered, manipulated, and it's controlled like pawns on a chessboard, it makes a bit more sense, you know. The hidden hand that is playing both sides of the chessboard makes sure that no one's going to get hurt. So that's why you can bring your family along and have a picnic on the top of the hill. It's also Charge of the Light Brigade, if you've ever heard of that. That's an interesting little story. I think it is quite a famous poem as well. It's a film, quite a classic film, The Charge of the Light Brigade. A British the Light Brigade, they're a cavalry unit, basically ran into the Valley of Death, done a cavalry charge into the Valley of Death, straight into Russian cannon fire. And it was suicide, but the whole point of it was miscommunication by the incompetent officers at the top. Got to remember, back in those days, commands were sent via a guy on a horse with a written bit of paper. And I think the guy was so in charge of the cavalry, was so eager to be famous from this war, he just wanted his cavalry charge. But the actual person controlling the whole thing said, no, don't be ridiculous, but he misread the message or deliberately misread the message. I don't know. Yeah, again, I'm not saying this is real, I'm not saying it really happened, but it's just an interesting story. Charge of the Light Brigade. Now anyway, back to the Treaty of Paris. Can anyone spot an issue here? Yeah, I'm looking at the dates. We've got the 30th of March, which, of course, is a free encoded. You don't use a zero in numerology. So, you've got your 33 in there. You've also got, if we use numerology, 1 plus 8 plus 5 plus 6, yeah, which is XX. Yeah, it's 20. 20 is XX in Roman numerals. As you'll know, I am tracking the XX, the 20 committee. I believe that they are I don't know if we have any human words to describe them. The secret society behind secret societies behind all secret societies. The top of the pyramid. They're so high at the top of the pyramid that they are sort of the bridge between this physical reality we find ourselves in and the world between worlds, where you can kind of manipulate and influence what happens down here via the bridge you've created between this reality and the outside hidden reality that goes beyond time and beyond physics and all that kind of stuff. That's a different topic for a different day. I'll talk about that some other time. But yeah, man, the Treaty of Paris, the 3rd of the 3rd, XX. And actually, there's another one of these dates. Here we are. I had to get a picture up, the screenshot. The Gulf War. End of the war. This is according to the Royal British Legion. With the Iraqi forces retreating, President Bush declared a ceasefire And on the 28th of February 1991, he announced that the Kuwait had been liberated. A few days later, on the 3rd of March, there's your 3-3 again, 1991, 1 plus 9 plus 9 plus 1 is XX, yes, 20, XX in Roman numerals. Iraq agreed to accept all the UN resolutions. So it's weird how, you know, yet again, we got another 3-3 and another XX, you know, which at this point I've done, I think, a good case in proving throughout our timeline that these reoccurring numbers keep appearing. Now, I don't believe the double cross, the XX, the 20 committee are into the game of, you know, leaving their fingerprints everywhere and playing the mystery game with you. I don't think they do that. I think where they've got so much control over this reality, it bleeds through. Yeah, whatever you want to call this place, a simulation, an illusion, a dream, whatever. Stuff bleeds through, and that comes out as synchronicity, reoccurring numbers, and so on. It's not that the XX are giggling to themselves like little schoolgirls about leaving little clues here and there on the internet for you to find. No. It's the bleed through. Yeah, where they're pulling, I don't know what you call it, like energy, time, and attention from the other side of reality into this reality, and it leaves traces and marks. Unintentionally, it just does that. It bleeds through. Anyway, that's it for now. We live in a twilight world. There are no friends at dusk.